Most people celebrate holidays they think are Christian. But did you know these traditions came straight from ancient Babylon? Easter eggs, Christmas trees, Halloween masks, all of them hidden symbols of sun worship, fertility gods, and idol feast. Jeremiah 10:2 says, "Do not learn the way of the nations." So why do many believers still do it? Let's go back after the flood. Nimrod built Babylon, the city of rebellion. Its wife, Semiramis, claimed her dead husband, became the sun god. She gave birth to Tammuz, worshipped as the reborn sun. Fertility, sex rites, human sacrifice, all to keep Babylon's false system alive. When Yahweh scattered the nations, they carried Babylon's God everywhere. Egypt, Greece, Rome. The same sun worship symbols are hidden today. Rabbit eggs, pine trees, sunrise service. But Yahweh never commanded this. He gave us his feast, pure, holy, forever. Christmas. Millions set up trees, exchange gifts, and say they're celebrating Messiah's birth. But did you know none of this came from him? The Bible never says Messiah was born on December 25th. That's the birthday of a pagan sun god, Mithras, Sol Invictus. The decorated trees, Jeremiah 10 warns us exactly, for the customs of the people are worthless. They cut down a tree from the forest, decorate it with silver and gold, and fasten it so it does not topple. Saturnalia, drunken Roman festivals, honored Saturn, the sun god, with feasting, lights, and gift-giving. Yahweh says, "Do not learn the way of the nations." Messiah was born during the fall feast, not winter. Will you choose his truth or Babylon's lie? Every year, churches celebrate Easter with bunnies, eggs, and sunrise service. But none of it comes from Scripture. Easter comes from Ishtar, Babylon's fertility goddess. That's why the symbols are eggs and rabbits. They were used in ancient sex rites to honor her. In Ezekiel 8, Yahweh shows the prophet a vision of sun worship. They turned their backs to the temple of Yahweh and face east to worship the sun. Eastern sunrise service do the same today, facing east to worship the sun. But Yahshua kept Passover, not Easter. He is our Passover lamb, not the God of the sunrise. Costumes, candy, jack-o'-lanterns. Halloween looks innocent, but its roots are dark. It comes from Samhain, a Celtic death festival where people believe spirits of the dead crossed into our world. They wore costumes to hide from them. Today, churches host harvest festivals, but it's the same celebration. Deuteronomy 18 says, "Let no one be found among you who practices witchcraft, interprets omens, consults the dead. For all who do these things are an abomination to Yahweh." Yahweh is not the Elohim of the dead, but of the living. Many people celebrate birthdays without question, but in Scripture, birthdays were never honored by Yahweh's people. The only recorded birthday celebration in the Bible are pagan kings, and both ended in death. Genesis 40 and 20. And on the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, he made a feast and hanged a man. Mark 6 and 21. On Herod's birthday, he gave a banquet and granted the request to behead John the Immerser. There weren't joyful gatherings, they were bloody feasts of pride and power. Early Hebrews never celebrated their own births. They celebrated Yahweh's appointed times. Birthday rituals came from astrology, moon cycles, and ancient idolatry, not the Torah. Now, let's talk about Sunday worship. The true Sabbath is the seventh day, what we call Saturday, a sign between Yahweh and his people forever. Exodus 31, 16 through 17. But Rome changed it. In 321 CE, Constantine declared the venerable day of the sun as a new day of worship, honoring Sol Invictus, the Roman sun god. In Daniel 7:25, prophesied of a beast that would think to change times and law. Today, millions worship on Sunday without realizing they've inherited a man-made tradition rooted in sun worship, not Scripture. Yahweh never changed his Sabbath. Yahshua kept it. The apostles kept it. The question is, will you? His feasts are eternal, not abolished. Not Hebraic only. They're prophetic blueprints for redemption and restoration. Yahweh gave his people appointed times, not man-made holidays. In Leviticus 23, he outlined 7 Moed, sacred appointments with eternal purpose. The first is Passover, which is the blood of the Lamb. The second, unleavened bread, Matzah, which is leaving sin behind. The third, first fruits, resurrection power. 4, Shavuot, which we know as Pentecost, which is the Spirit given. These were all fulfilled by Yahshua in his first coming, but 3 remain. The fall feast, and they point to his return. 5, Yom Teruah, which is trumpets, the awakening blast. 6, Yom Kippur, which we know as atonement, which is judgment and covering. 7, Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles, which is the kingdom to come. Revelation 19 speaks of Mary's supper of the Lamb, the great gathering during Sukkot. These are not just Hebraic holidays, these are Yahweh's feasts. Leviticus 23 and 2. He never commanded Easter, Christmas, or Halloween. He commanded these. Are you keeping the appointed times of the Most High? Come out of her, my people. The system is everywhere. In the holidays, in the traditions, in the deception. Yahweh is calling you out. Study his appointed times. Guard the true Sabbath, the seventh day. Teach your family the difference between clean and unclean, holy and profane. This is not about religion. It's about obedience. Shalom.